Well, we're back,
2 strikeouts.
and we do apologize for that, folks. Some major technical difficulties here as we've been working diligently to get on the air, so our most humble apologies for that. But to get you up to speed, the Raiders are leading Vista Ridge 4-0 here in the bottom of the second. That pitch in for a ball, and the count is 1-0.
Yeah, well, you have 2 outs in here in the bottom of the second.
Two
Up, 2 down
Yeah,
with 2
Kelton Klimke.
Ks.
1-1 to count to Klimke.
And
This one is popped up and hit out to center. Landon Miller underneath it. He makes the catch, and that will retire the Rangers as they go in order here in the second. On to the third we go. Due up for your Rouse Raiders in the third. Andrew Sanchez, Jacob Solis, and Connor Thompson. Defensively for the Rangers, number 19, Tim Kim, is on the mound. He comes on in relief of number 21, Ethan Nagel, who started the game. Behind the plate, number 5, Brody Miller. At first base, number 14, Brody Davis. At second base, number 2, Mateo Valenzuela. At third base, number 8, Grant Anderson. At shortstop, number 7, Ethan Sanders. In right field, or left field, number 9, Isaac Garcia. In center field, number 4, Cade Nathman. And in right field, number 1, Kelton Klimke. Designated hitters, number 12, Tyler Yount. Or Yunt, I believe is what they told me. Yeah.
Okay. And a quick recap for those that weren't able to see. I know we've been in and out a couple of times so far up to this point. Rouse did start the game off quickly and got on the board with a Rainer Heinrich walk and proceeded to have the next 4 batters for Rouse hit singles, plating 2. And then we did get a third run after a hit by pitch, and then another single brought in the third run in the first for the Raiders. We did put in another run with, again, one of our runners, Guyton did get on in the second inning for the Raiders at the leadoff. They did bat around in the first inning. Guyton did get on. Diego was able to steal second, and then with 2 outs, Landon Miller put a charge into one to dead center into a extremely stiff wind right now and was able to bounce it off the fence and bring in Guyton for the 4th run in the second inning. So
Andrew Sanchez makes his way to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a single. It'll be his first time facing Tim Kim on the mound. Kim, a right-handed hurler from Vista Ridge High School. He will deal. The first pitch misses low for ball 1.
A lot of movement on that one. Good breaking pitch, and Sanchez was able to lay off of that.
1-0 the count. Kim takes a long look in. He goes from the windup, and he will deal. This is cut on and hit down the third base line. This is a base hit.
And that's extra bases there.
That'll got to turn into 2, and a stand-up double for Andrew Sanchez. He's 2 for 2.
And a big guy is Andrew Sanchez. We're going to see a lot of him. What I've been seeing, did catch a couple of games in preseason, and Sanchez is a really, really big target over at first base, but right now he is DHing, and Nathan Miller is at first base, and we do see a lot of that interchanging. Nathan Miller, we're going to see him at first, third, and pitching. Not going to really see him behind the plate that I'm aware of, although with Tyler Espinoza now being out for 3 to 4 weeks, nursing an injury, we may eventually see Nathan Miller even behind home plate.
So don't know how much we actually got on the air earlier, but we'll kind of start things off again. It's baseball time in Texas as we start to get underway here in the first broadcast of the season, as your Rouse Raiders are facing the Vista Ridge Rangers in Game 2 of the LISD tournament. The Raiders took Game 1 versus Austin High earlier today, 9-3. Kim from the stretch, and he will deal low for ball one to Connor Thompson, or to Jacob Solis, rather.
Yeah, and I did hit a little bit on, previously on the two tournaments leading up to this, and I'll sort of update y'all again here between pitches.
The 1-0 pitch, that's in the dirt for ball two.
So as is usually the case, three tournaments for the Rouse team. As with any team, obviously they get three tournaments leading into the season, and started in Laredo. That was a 5-game tournament, no championship, no bracket play, really, just not quite a round robin. You just played several teams that they put you against. Rouse did go 5-0 in that tournament. Proceeded to follow that up in Comal tournament, New Braunfels area, where they did make it to the championship, went undefeated going to the championship game, and did fall in that one 4-3 in the championship game. So they're basically one loss on the season as of right now.
So the Raiders have 2 games on tap for tomorrow. They play at 9:30 versus Corpus Christi Ray back here at Vista Ridge. A nice bunt laid down by Solis. The throw to first pulls him off the bag. Oh, he says he got him at first. I thought the throw pulled him off, but I guess he held his foot on the bag long enough.
Yeah, I definitely think he was there, and it was more of a toe tapping and getting out of the way of Solis as he was getting it up the line.
But he moved Sanchez to third. So another Raider run just 90 feet away for Connor Thompson as he comes to the plate. First pitch, high and inside.
Should be Dawson's. No, it's not.
No, Dawson is on deck.
Connor Thompson.
It's Connor Thompson.
We got to become a little bit more familiar with some of these players, as we have not had an opportunity to see much of them.
Swing and a miss for strike one. And that will even things up.
And that with that little awkward swing that quickly drew a little, hey, come here, Connor. Let me have a quick word with you from Coach Crimp. Maybe just a quick tip of what to look for when that breaking pitch is coming, because he's really got a late snap on that breaking pitch. Does Kim? It's been very effective. Saw that earlier with Nathan Miller on one of his swings.
The 1-1 delivery. That misses low and inside for ball two.
Yeah, we already had a couple of the usual suspect calls that Rayner was shaking his head walking away at his second plate appearance with the strikeout.
Right.
On a high inside pitch that he actually had to move out of the way of.
That pitch in for a strike, and that'll even things up at 2. Now, I guess we need to introduce ourselves. I'm Michael Francis alongside the one and only Mr. Jonathan Kaspar. In the event that none of that got out earlier, just had some connectivity issues and just things not working out. That pitch goes in the dirt and will squib to the backstop, and that will easily score Sanchez on the pass ball.
We just like saying our name.
Yeah,
Mike,
I think
you
so.
know. But, again, once, like we've said before, we were able to do this last year, my first full season.
Right, and glad to have you back. I've been so excited.
In the booth, and
I spent today watching some of last year's games, and most notably the Game 2 versus the Lobos in Palmview. That ball in the dirt for ball 4. And Thompson will draw the walk. That will bring up Dawson Snow.
Yeah, a little bittersweet for me. This is, Michael's had a good 8 years. 7.
Number 11.
No, understand, but without the boys.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Seth graduated in 18.
Okay.
So this is year number 6.
Number 6 without. myself first year. So not seeing my boy out there playing, and definitely miss that. But he's on to bigger and better things, and I definitely love the game and enjoy being able to watch these guys. I've known a lot of them since they were freshmen, so and got to see them come up, coach them in some of the fall ball, as it were. And
first pitch to Snow is popped up and playable.
Great call off by center
Hoffman
field there.
Comes up on it and makes the catch.
Yeah.
And that will retire Snow for out number 2.
A very hard one to handle. I mean, shortstop honestly could have turned around. That ball was blowing back to him as hard as that wind is, and coming in directly in from center field, and can make a routine fly ball anything but when it's swirling winds like this.
That pitch up high for ball 1 to Xander Forcell. Forcell batting 9th in the order.
Nope. No, back to the top. Diego Guyton. That's number.
Xander's being hit for.
Being hit for,
right.
Yes, sir.
So Diego.
Back to the top.
Guyton,
lineup.
The designated hitter. No, he's not.
He is. No, he is starting. Sanchez was DH for Xander. Yes,
you just wrote it in the book differently than I do, so that's what threw me.
Sorry,
so.
My first time. Oh.
All right. Throw over to first, not in time, as Thompson gets back safely.
Sorry, I should have written him under.
Yeah, under Andrew.
As the sub.
Throw over to first in time, or not in time, and the count stays 1-0.
So once again, 3 runs in the first, and now we have a run each in the second and the third so far. Obviously, this inning is not over with yet.
Guyton calls time, and he'll step back out. Are we definitely pronouncing that correct? Guyton?
Guyton is what I would have said. Yes, sir.
Throw over to first again, and that's out of the first baseman's glove, but falls out right at his feet, and Thompson will hold it first.
And current pitcher for Vista, I believe I heard Tim as the first name. I am 100% that Kim is the last name.
A swing and a miss for strike 1, and that will even the count.
Yeah, he is very, very interested in Connor Thompson over there at first. He is not allowing him to get much of a lead.
A breaking ball sails high for ball 2.
Almost a pitch out there, high in the zone, just because they really want to. I mean, they're expecting him, I guess, to just take off over there at first as Connor, and really giving him a lot of attention. And again, even what looked like a pitch out. And there it goes.
Takes off, and this is looped into left center, and Thompson will pick up third base. The throw to second will not be in time.
And that is exactly why they were putting so much attention on him. He actually can fly as he great hit and run by the Raiders.
That will be a single. And the Raiders have 2 in scoring position. 4. Nerner. Little Rainer Heinrich. Not so little anymore. He's finally a senior. And he's never been little, right?
No. I mean, he's got tree trunks for legs over there. And the Tarleton commit.
Kim from the stretch. He will deal swing and a miss as Heinrich swings over it.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to give him an opportunity to call a strike 3 on him again and put himself in that situation. wasn't really happy about it the first time, and I definitely see him being very aggressive here and having walked the first at bat.
The 0-1 pitch. That's high for ball one.
It's one thing you see a lot of. You see all your boys over there just getting hit after hit after hit, singles and driving in runs, and Rayner just one of the biggest offensive weapons that we have on this roster, and he wants to get in the mix, man.
The 1-1 pitch. That's down and away for ball two.
But he's also not going to chase. Very disciplined batter. Really good eye.
Two balls and one strike to Heinrich. That pitch in the dirt for ball three. They have some activity going in the Ranger bullpen.
Looks
like number
8 or 6?
Number 6, I believe. 3-1 the count.
Urbina would be the arm in the Vista Ridge bullpen warming up. Do not have first name, so Urbina is what we get.
Guyton with a huge lead at second. That pitch in for a strike, and Heinrich with a full count.
We'll see if Kim goes back inside as he did the first time facing Heinrich.
Kim comes set. Payoff pitch. That is lined up the middle into center field. That will score Thompson. The throw home will be cut off and by the first baseman, Brody Davis. And that'll put runners on the corners for the Raiders with an RBI single for Rainer Heinrich.
And just like that, he is in the game on the offensive stat sheet.
Yep, there he is. He had a walk. He's caught looking, and now he has a single, an RBI single at that. First pitch offering. This is popped up and playable from Oscar Salazar. Grant Anderson underneath it makes the catch, and that will retire the Raiders third. But they put 2 on the board and extend their lead 6-0 over the Rangers.
Yeah, again, not an open frame yet from the Raider offense, and that's ultimately what I seem to see a lot. Again, didn't make the Laredo trip, like I would have obviously with my boy playing or all the Comal games. Obviously, I didn't see any of those. I just was getting updates, and I'll tell you what, I don't know that there's a single game that they haven't produced. Obviously, they did have the loss of 4-3, but other than that, I keep hearing a lot of 9-3, 9-1, 9-0 wins. From the Raider offense has just been extremely
well. They did have a 4-3 loss.
Right. Like I said, other than that loss, that's the only time they really haven't put up a lot of runs, and they've been doing great doing it with pitching. Silva.
Due up for the Rangers in the bottom half. Mateo Valenzuela, Brody Davis, and Cade Nathman. Oscar Salazar back out on the mound to pitch the third.
I was going to say, Silva already has a no-hitter on the year.
He does. Wow, yeah, and Coach Crimpine posted that on.
Yeah, that was the semifinal game in the Comal tournament last weekend. In the semifinal game, he came in and pitched a doozy.
Yeah, he pitched a no-hit shutout, and I saw that he gave up one walk, and I don't know when that happened, but he had that perfect game going until. Wow. And I told my coworkers, I said, you know what that one walk shows me? Somebody blew his perfect game.
Yeah.
Xander makes the throwdown, and we're ready to get back underway. As Valenzuela will make his way to the plate. It's his first appearance of the night. Brody Davis on deck.
Yeah, with really good defense behind Oscar, as well as Oscar just really working inside, outside. All of his pitches are very effective right now. He has not even had to make it through the lineup yet.
That pitch in for a called strike.
And just like that, getting ahead of the batter on the first pitch.
Salazar opting to go from the stretch as he deals down the middle for strike 2, and Valenzuela quickly down 0-2.
Here comes the hook. I'm calling there, Mr. Francis.
A little Kaspar
No,
Nostradamus.
it wasn't very good. It wasn't a very good prediction. That was another fastball that got away a little on the outside there.
1-2. That's fouled off. The count will remain 1-2.
Windy and
it's been a
sticky night.
It's been a beautiful week so far, really kind of warm, but it's cool and breezy. Did not get any rain. I was hoping we get some rain. That is fouled off.
Got a little couple of sprinkles there at my work today, but not much.
Well, Norma said we got some rain at the house, but it was very light and it looked very sparse to me. Where did that miss?
How is your lovely wife?
She is doing well.
Excellent. Excellent.
That pitch misses for ball 2, and that will leaving it up. Man, that was such a good pitch. I'm not sure where that one missed. All right. Valenzuela calls time. Looks like he got maybe a little dirt in his eye.
I'm sure all kinds of stuff's flying out there right now. Again, this wind is just absolutely howling. I've still got the mic way down here for the crowd mic, and I don't think he went. Yeah,
he said he didn't went.
He checked. He checked pretty well on that. I mean, he definitely did not break
and
the wrists
the count goes full.
Or get that test.
Working back into the count. He was down 0-2 to get things started, and now he's got a full count. A pitch from Salazar. Fastball sails high for ball 4, and Valenzuela draws the walk.
Oscar's definitely not going to be happy with himself over that. And, going up on him quickly with the first 2 pitches and then really letting him get away. So
that will bring up Brody Davis with Cade Nathman on deck. Valenzuela gets him a lead at first. The pitch from Salazar misses low for ball 1. That pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1, and then leaving it up.
And Brody Davis did show bunt there and pulled back, thinking possibly not a strike, but
pitch misses outside for ball 2. So some familiar faces tonight, some Rouse alumni parents. Lance Little's dad in the stands. Big Lou Diaz also here.
Yeah, with a
Steven and Ronnie.
Big smile on Lou's face there with the Texas State win over Texas.
That is cut on and hit out to center field. Landon Miller tracks it, makes the catch, and that will retire Davis for out number 1.
And unfortunately, anything that's getting up in the air right now is not going to have much success making it any deeper than what we just saw, because he absolutely hammered that ball. Unfortunately, into up to probably a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust there.
That'll bring up Cade Nathman. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. Fastball down the middle for a called strike. Salazar settled in. 0-1 swung on and missed for strike 2 as we've watched this young man. For 4 years, he's finally a senior. He made All-State his freshman year, and that state tournament run for the Raiders.
Phenomenal. I still remember that game coming in, going against
the 1-2. That's down and away for ball 2.
The ace in a game 2 that coach was ultimately like, hey, you know, I got my guy waiting in for game 3. I'm fine with that. And Oscar said, hold on a second. Don't count me out. And he absolutely pitched a gem.
Breaking ball in for a called strike, and that catches Nathman looking as he's retired for out number 2 and goes 0-2. That will bring up Isaac Garcia. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Valenzuela extends his lead. That first pitch in for a called strike and brushes Garcia back out of the box.
Did bring him back a little bit, and a lot of movement on that one.
Fastball misses low and in.
Really going right back at him on that one. Living on the inside here with the lefty batter.
1-1. This is lined up to short. A throw over to second in time, and that will do it. Fielder's choice. As that will get Mateo out. That will go 6-4 on the put out of Mateo to end the inning. After 3 complete, it's your Rouse Raiders 6-0 over the Vista Ridge Rangers. Due up for the Raiders in the 4th, Landon Miller, Nathan Miller, and Andrew Sanchez. I guess you could say it's Miller time.
Yeah, Miller and Miller. We've got the
attorneys at law.
Attorneys at law.
So also Momo is here, the Diaz family. Rouse alumni, Colby Diaz, playing at Texas State. Texas State did beat my Longhorns.
Yes, sir, as well as did my Aggies did beat your Longhorns too.
Beat us like a drum.
Yeah, that was definitely a solid game.
Right.
And they threw the stat up there, and I didn't realize that was their 5th win in the last 6 games against UT.
So what do you think? Have you heard these rumblings that A&M is going to bolt from the SEC to the Big Ten?
Oh no, I have not. I have not.
I've heard that. I've heard that the Big Ten is trying to court the Aggies away from the SEC.
Yeah, they're like, hey, your big brother's there now in the SEC with you. Do you really want to stay there, right?
Right, yeah. But I'm excited about the...
Oh, no doubt. Bring it back. This
UT A&M.
The Saturday after Thanksgiving this year, and I've already got a bet out there with one of my really good Mr. E's dad. Easton's dad, Mike McGee, he's a big-time Longhorn, long-time friend of mine, and right away it was like, what's the bet?
Right, yeah.
If UT wins, I have to wear burnt orange all week.
Oh, really?
If A&M wins, he has to do Aggies colors.
Okay.
All week. Aggie paraphernalia, basically. You know, it's not just the color.
Right.
But, yeah, so.
It's got to wear something with the A&M logo on it.
Yep, and likewise.
Go around and say gig 'em all week long.
And he's in the public eye a lot more than I am because he does the seasoning. So he's in all the HEBs and Randall's, and while he's working during the day. Myself, I can hide in a corner at work and not be seen by anybody if I have to wear that ugly burnt orange color.
Landon Miller comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2 with a double and a single. And that wind is just getting stronger. Even with my headphones on, I hear it whistling in.
Very much so. I'm even covering the mic. Mike does a great job of stopping the wind noise, but
Yeah. That bounces in the dirt for ball one. Appears that
we're frozen.
have we froze up again. More complications. Well, we'll see. That's showing, but
That's still showing, but that is not. So we're still live. Looks like we are still live, folks. And chat is up and running if anybody wants to chime in. And
so 1-2, the count to Landon Miller. Kim has a sign. He will deal 1-2. That will hit him and put him on base as he gets hit by a pitch. Another free pass issued, and it looks like that we were froze up. And
well,
what we're
but it
seeing
shows.
here is lag.
Well, it gave me the. It recognized first base, but our.
And it still shows that we're.
Oh no, because it's still showing 0-0. The count didn't reset.
Now that might be some delay lag there.
Yeah, the count didn't reset here. It's
Pitch
still
down
showing.
and away for
Oh,
ball.
that still shows the bottom of 3 on the live feed.
Oh goodness.
Versus the 4th. So.
All right. So what we may have to do is more technical issues. That was a foul ball for strike one to Nathan Miller.
Yeah, looking to lay down the bunt and did foul that off back into himself there.
Miller is 1 for 2 on the night. He has a single, and he was caught looking back in the second. 1-1 the count. Landon Miller extends his lead at first. That pitch misses outside for ball 2.
Yeah, 4-0, 2-1. So yeah, again, the scoreboard shows good.
Well, I think what
but that
we may have to do is to do
this now frozen.
Okay, so let's do this.
Yeah, we have
We'll
frozen
be right
live
back with
feed,
you, folks. That will go into right foul territory. Landon Miller will round second.
Swing cut on and fouled off there by Sanchez. Bringing the count full. Took a hack, a little late on that one again. A lot of late movement there from the breaking pitch of Kim. Sanchez able to get a little piece of it, but did foul it off. Drives that one back up the middle. CNI single does bring in 1 and now 2. Nathan Miller comes in, and we have Miller and Miller scoring. Sanchez on the throw in from center field. Caden Athman does allow Sanchez to reach to second, and he has a 2 RBI single. Now is 3 for 3 in this game, and again, just relentless is the offense for the Rouse Raiders as they put another 2 up here in the 4th. That draws a quick visit to the mound from the Vista Ridge coach.
And that will do it for Kim.
And we did see Urbina warming up earlier, and I believe that is number 6. Yeah, so Urbina is now in as the third pitcher for the Vista Ridge Rangers.
That's that RA, right? Range.
The Ranger Raiders is.
The Rouse Raiders opened, the Rouse High School opened its doors in the fall of 2008. We haven't talked about realignment yet. District realignment for next season, no changes.
No changes on the baseball side.
On the baseball side. Football
side
changed. Had some interesting changes as the Raiders go into Region 3.
Yes, and I'll tell you what was crazy is what we saw our realignment last year, whereas football did not, and then football just is a year behind.
Right.
Interesting enough, and I'm old school, you know. Who you played in one sport, you played in all.
Right.
We didn't intermix. You played the same teams in every sport. You know, is what we did growing up.
Right, yeah, that's what we did.
I don't understand this, but maybe that allows them to be more competitive or.
Well, it's the whole D1, D2 thing, right? But that's only in football.
Right, exactly.
So that's why it's different, and all the other sports follow just the same pattern, right? So we follow volleyball and basketball in district.
Correct.
Right? And so that's who we play, and we didn't have any changes, but football moved into Region 3, so their bi-district opponents could be up in Dallas.
Yes.
Or even Fort Worth, Cleburne. I mean, there's a possibility you could end up playing Cleburne, Burleson, teams like that in the playoffs. So that'll be interesting with the realignment.
And in steps Jacob Solis, number 7, shortstop for the Rouse Raiders, to have the first look here at Urbina on the mound for Vista Ridge. And first pitch from Urbina is high, ball 1. And again, we do have a runner on second for Rouse. Oh, breaking pitch that forgot to break. Hit right into the small of the back for Solis, and he takes it like a champ and makes his way to first. 90s, young man, 90s. Don't forget. Oh, no, he's not doing it. That's okay. In steps Connor Thompson. Connor is hit by pitch in the first and walk in the third. So
he's had free passes.
0 for 0 tonight. And does take first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Again, we got Andrew Sanchez at second. And Jacob Solis at first. And there is high ball.
Ball
1. Not much different than the first pitch. And there's one fouled off straight back, just barely missing that one was Connor Thompson. It's a good little cut on that one. Now 1-2 is the count. Okay, we are back up and running. All right. Ball 2 there to even the count. 2 apiece.
Good.
Oh, wow. So that was absolute. Again, it was a breaking pitch that failed to break, and Connor was trying to cut on that and then realized it was inside, tried to avoid being hit by the ball, and unfortunately swung the bat through the zone and has to take
Well, he must have fouled.
Oh, I
Must have
guess
fouled
I
it.
guess so, because that should have been strike 3, but
Yeah.
I guess it did foul off the bat. So stays alive for another pitch and draws the count full now, 3-2. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I didn't hear anything hit him, but hit the bat or anything. Umpire must have, though. And there's another high fly ball sent out to center field. Caden Athman is under it and brings it in. No advancement by the runners for out number 1. And now at the bottom of the lineup, Dawson Snow, who is our left fielder. And he watches as first pitch strike. High over the plate, but a little high, a little inside, but definitely caught a lot of the plate there. And the delivery and drive out to right center field, where the waiting arms of Kelton Klemke there to corral that for the second out. And once again, runners not able to advance on that as the wind is bringing that ball in, and the guys in the outfield are able to receive that pretty shallow. Unless you have really good speed, you're really not going to be able to tag up on those.
Oh, here comes the hot bat of Guyton.
Yes, 2 for 3. Or should I say one for 2. He did strike out in the first, walked in the second, and then had a single in the third. He does take ball 1. And same spot there, ball 2. And the windup and pitch, swing on and a miss there for the first strike. Big cut there from Guyton. And ball 3 there again, just barely missing. And
Swing and a miss.
full count now. Seen a lot of those tonight. A lot of full counts. Oscar's run several full counts up, having walked 2 on the night.
Struck him out.
And with the 2 outs there, swing and miss, and sets him down, but not before Raiders put up another 2 spot here in the 4th, bringing the score
8
to
to
0.
8-0, and
Heading to the bottom of the 4th.
Raiders stranded 2.
And here at the bottom of the 4th, we will see the bottom half of the lineup: Mateo Valenzuela, Brody Davis. That's not right.
Oh, you should be up there.
No, apologize. I was looking in the wrong spot.
Jonathan getting his chops in.
There we go. Sorry, Grant Anderson, followed by Ethan Sanders, and then Tyler Yount, the DH. Oscar Salazar does come back out here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, has a very good game going. I will not discuss what kind of game he has going on right now, as other than the 2 walks that he had.
Good thing he dug down. Xander Porcel has a low throw across the diamond to second base.
And Grant Anderson third baseman there for Vista Ridge, steps in for his second at bat of the game. Second time getting to see Oscar. Oscar does a little breaking pitch down in the dirt, gets away from Xander, and a quick little discussion. I think that was maybe a little mix-up on the call of what was being thrown there. A little wry smile there from Oscar, and quick discussion with Xander. Get on the same page here.
So some off season changes made to the coaching staff as Coach Harris took a head coaching position.
Yes, he did.
And they brought in Coach Manny Perez from Hayes to replace him.
Yep. And speaking of coaching changes, I did see Dan LaPaglia is now the defensive coordinator for the Rouse Raiders football team.
I saw that too. Yeah, they made a couple of changes. Of course, we won't go into that reason why. Pitch in for a strike.
Breaking pitch stays on the inside. Just doesn't quite drop in there for a ball two.
Ooh, now that
living low,
but definitely a little generous.
Living low, but Xander snapped it up there real quick and framed it nicely.
He sold it well.
He did.
The 2-2 is fouled off.
Don't see Jonathan Wilson. Oh, he is down there. Okay, I was just curious if I get to see some updates on what Oscar's bringing right now as far as the fastball.
Pitch down and away for ball 3, and the count goes full.
Yeah, definitely been a few of those that have had some pop on them.
Right. So I swapped with Jonathan. He's actually doing the books right now. This is cut on and hit out to left center, and that'll be a base hit.
There goes the no-hitter right there, broken up by Grant Anderson with a great shot. I mean, it was just a rope to left center. In steps Ethan Sanders. Strikeout in the first, and now his second look at Oscar Salazar.
And pitch high and inside for ball 1. So swap places. Jonathan running the books and doing the play-by-play. I help him out a little bit when he's writing the books, and you didn't see that.
Oh, nice breaking pitch there. Draws the swing and a big whiff from Ethan Sanders. Even the count at 1.
So Raiders have 2 games on tap for tomorrow, as we mentioned, 9:30 versus Corpus Christi Ray. And then 5 o'clock tomorrow, that pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, and again, back here, because unfortunately, again, we won't be able to take advantage of home field, even though we are a host here in the LISD tournament. Again, due to water restrictions and lack thereof water in Leander. Cedar Park is obviously, Vista Ridge is in Cedar Park. Cedar Park does not have the same restrictions as Leander. Ball 2, bringing the count even at 2. And swinging a big whiff there from Ethan Sanders, striking out for the first out of this inning. And as I did mention a moment ago, Grant Anderson did break up the no-hitter from Oscar Salazar with a drive to left center. And stepping in now, Tyler Yount, who does take inside, high and inside, ball 1.
Do have some activity going in the Raider bullpen. The arm loose. Can't quite see the number. I think it may be 31. That pitch in for a strike.
30-something or other. See if I can.
Yeah, we lost a tremendous senior class last year. That pitch in for ball 2. Little off-speed action drops in for strike 2, and that will even things up at 2. Forcell gives the sign, and Oscar Salazar comes set.
32 is
2-2 pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 3, and the count goes full. Anderson will hold it first.
I'm about to say, no, it's not. 32 is catching him. Who is that? You said 31?
Hell, I can't
tell. 33. I think maybe it's 33, which is May.
Could be 37. Is there something?
No, not a 37.
Payoff pitch. That one is fouled off.
Not 37.
Man, that wind is just whipping. I'll tell you what.
And I can't quite make out the number.
The payoff pitch, that's down and away for ball 4, and he'll draw the walk. And for the first time tonight, the Rangers have 2 on board.
Yes, sir. And in steps third baseman. That's not right. Sorry, catcher, number 5, Brody Miller.
A pitch high and inside for ball 1. The 1-0, that's cut back up the middle. That is played by Heinrich. Throw to first to second, gets the double play, and ends the inning.
Tell you what, Rayner had to react quick there. That
4-6-3 on the double play.
And that ball got on Rayner quick, and it just jumped straight up into his face, and he was still able to get the glove on there and be able to make a good, quick throw as Jacob Solis real quick to little snap tag of the bag there with his foot and strong throw to first to complete the double play and get out of the inning.
There you go. He did.
But not after.
That's been the biggest
hitter.
The biggest jam that he's been in on the night. Still trying to figure out who's in the bullpen. I can't tell from that. 33 is his number.
Yeah, so that's May.
Okay, we don't have first names yet, and so
you know it's March, folks, but it's May that was.
And talking to Coach Crimpine, he hasn't solidified his roster yet. So once we have those, we will get those. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the first names to go with all his players on his lineup card that he gave us.
All right, get my book straight here. All right, top of the 5th for the Rouse Raiders is going to be Rainer Heinrich, followed by Oscar Salazar, and then the law firm of Miller and Miller. That would be Landon Miller and then Nathan Miller.
Well, you can definitely tell who that young man is just by his walk.
Yes, sir.
Don't even have to see the number on his jersey to know that it's Rainer Heinrich.
Not at all.
The Tarleton State Cowboy commit. I went to Tarleton myself for a little while. The first pitch offering, that's high and outside for ball one.
Rayner getting on the board there in the last inning, plating a run and cuts on that one and drives it deep to right center and waiting there in the wind.
It's Kelton.
Kelton Klemke.
One away for the Raiders.
And in steps Oscar Salazar.
See what Osal can do here.
Oscar getting a single in the first. Was out on 6-3 put out in the second.
Man, what a what a off-speed bender that was for strike one.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if that hit 50 on the gun. That pitch misses for ball one, and that will even things up. Pitch inside for ball two.
That did eventually break because Oscar was peeling out of the box there, expecting to get hit by the pitch, and did have late movement, but still stayed inside.
Salazar tattoos this into left field. That'll be a base knock for Osal.
Exact same position that he hit on his first hit in the first inning, was right through the 5-6 hole there to left field.
And that will bring up the law firm of Miller and Miller. The principal, Landon Miller. Both these young men are seniors this year.
Yes, and you're going to hear a lot of that. Just as we heard a lot of senior last year, there's going to be a lot of senior this year, which actually there are more seniors graduating this year on this team than we had last year.
Right.
It's crazy.
And Miller will take for ball one. I know when Seth graduated, they had a class of 17 seniors.
Wow.
In 2018.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That pitch high and inside for ball two.
Now, they were not the first.
No.
4-year folks to come out of Rouse, were they?
No,
I don't remember.
no, the first 4-year class was 2012.
Oh,
that
wow.
pitch fouled off for strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike to Landon Miller. 1 on with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That pitch is cut on and hit to short. The throw to second. The first will not be in time, and that will be a fielder's choice as they get the lead runner. Two away.
Yeah, great job of handling that from Ethan Sanders. That ball was absolutely pummeled and was actually breaking away from Ethan as he was making his way to his right, was able to backhand that and make a good strong throw to get the lead runner.
A pitch, and Nathan Miller sends this one high into left into foul territory. And Isaac Garcia on his horse gets over there to make the catch, and that will do it for the Raider 5th.
All right. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. For Vista Ridge, we will have Kelton Klemke, followed by Mateo Valenzuela, and then Brody Davis. And that will represent the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Rangers.
Stiffed on his course.
That's why I tuck it in here, is because I don't want to get it tangled up, but I'm over here now. And
he says, Francis, I don't really like sitting in your chair. I like sitting on my stool, and you confiscated my stool, and you're operating the ship. And
we had to fix
so we had some
fix the
fixations
tune,
here,
yeah.
so I just kind of stayed in this spot in case we ran across any more technical difficulties.
And it's working right now, so I think we'll just leave it be, right? We'll just not move, because the minute you get situated back over here, we'll have issues again. So
work all our bugs out, and we'll be back on the air tomorrow at 4:50 for the 5 o'clock game, and that's boring if games don't run behind like they did today. Originally it was supposed to be a 7 o'clock game start, and then it moved from Rouse to Vista and became a 7:30 game start. But we actually didn't start till nearly 8 o'clock.
yeah, that's as most tournaments seem to do.
Nearly an hour delay, and
Well, stepping in here, as I mentioned, for Vista Ridge is number 1, Kelton Klemke. And he
this is hit
drives
into left center, and Landon Miller will get to it and then throw it back in. That'll be a base hit.
Eerily similar to the hit by Grant Anderson, is just right there to that left center, and just absolutely hammered.
He jumps on the first pitch.
Yes. Good pitch, even better swing and hit there from Klemke.
That's fouled off for strike one.
And maybe that's the discussion going on in the Vista Ridge dugout over there. Hey guys, he's getting on top of us with first pitch strikes. Let's start swinging early and see if we can't drive some runs. And they've obviously put 2 runs back-to-back innings. Sorry, hits. Not runs, just hits. There's a full swing dribbler.
Nope, and Salazar throws that wildly into foul territory, and that'll
it was a full pitch grunt swing bunt that Xander couldn't quite get to quickly enough, and Oscar tried to make up for a slow roller to him with a strong throw, and just got away from him.
Runners at second and third. That's the first base runner to reach third for the Rangers. As Brody Davis will come to the plate, and he will take for ball 1.
That will go down as E1 for Mateo Valenzuela getting on. And, of course, advancing on the same error to second.
Swing and a miss.
Brody really wanting that swing back there. He's like, man, why did I swing at that? It was down.
Bottom of the order coming through for the Rangers, and here in the bottom of the 5th, that pitch misses low for ball 2.
And, of course, Oscar's thinking, well, heck, he swung it the first time. Let me try it again and see if I can get him to swing again. But no, he was no taker on that one.
2-1 to count. The pitch misses low for ball 3.
And May is over there pumping those legs, keeping himself warm. Looks like he's had all the warm-up pitches he needs. And
3-1. Fastball misses the outside corner for ball 4, and that'll load him.
That's a 5-pitch walk there from Oscar. And as I would expect, here comes
Coach
Crimp to, I don't know if this is definitely not going to be a discussion. This is going to be bringing in a new arm. Go ahead and save Oscar. It's early,
Is it a new arm? Is he going to take the ball? Or are they going to talk about, okay, what are we going to do in this situation here?
I don't know, maybe. I thought I saw him sort of throw the right hand up there to Hump, but I think maybe that was just letting him know he's wanting to make sure he gets the timeout called.
Back to the top of the order we go.
And Oscar is staying in.
Cade Nathman, who's 0 for 2.
Yes, he is. Got a 6-3 put out in the first and a strikeout looking in the third.
This fastball's chopped on and fouled off.
Goes right at him.
Strike one.
And once again.
Well, that's why he's in that leadoff position.
And really doing a good job is Oscar. First pitch strike. I mean, we're seeing that nonstop from him, and it's a great thing. It's what you want to see as a head coach is, you give the ball, especially young season, right? Early in this season, and these guys are going at him.
The breaking ball misses inside for ball one.
Somewhat inconsistent there on that call. I've seen that go.
Fastball misses low down the middle.
Yep.
For ball two, and he had some mustard on that one.
Yeah, almost even a frustration pitch there, maybe not getting that last call on that inside pitch.
Fastball swung on and missed, and that will score a run.
And they're telling him, hey, you need to go back. I think that was a foul ball.
Right.
Yeah, Xander immediately is like, hey, I don't need to throw it. That was foul. And, of course, he's talking to the ump. Ump's like, yeah, that's foul. And they're telling the runner to go back to third. And, of course, that's going to draw the argument.
I thought he fouled it.
It looked like I fouled him myself. I mean, can't really hear it up here. Any tink of off the bat, but it was definitely a swing, cut on, and a miss that was able to get past Xander. And the field umpire has come in to converse and just make sure that the correct call was made.
Should be a 2-2 count. The board has 3-1 right now, and we'll let this settle.
Yeah, because regardless of a foul or not, it was still a swing and a miss.
All right, it is a foul, and that'll be strike two. 2-2 count.
And they're making they're going to 3-2. I don't.
Yeah, it's got to correct.
Think it was a 3-2. I still think it was.
No, it was 2-2.
Okay.
So they just got to correct the balls.
Yeah, 2-2, just flashed by the ump. So just confirmation on our part. Make sure we're following along accurately.
Now it's 3-2.
Now he was predicting. Right?
Yeah. Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. That does bring it to a full count with bases loaded.
And that's in the dirt for ball four.
The actual batter called for a timeout, and it was not awarded to him, and he had already stepped out of the box. Oscar kept his windup going, and actually it did throw him off as Oscar threw that down in the dirt because he didn't get the call. The batter steps back in, did Cade Nathman, and draws the walk.
Swing and a miss.
That does plate the first run for Vista Ridge here in the bottom of the fifth.
That still leaves bases loaded.
Bases loaded.
Pitch high and outside for ball one.
And we do have an even count now, 1-1. And Oscar's not too happy about that. He let that bother him, on that delivery.
That's fouled off for strike two.
Got a little die in the wind there. Nice. Man, maybe I could.
It'd be pretty.
Give y'all a little crowd noise. There we go. A little cheer. Everybody can hear the crowd there, and
he strikes out.
Strikes out. And that does bring in Grant Anderson, who did
He got the first hit. He broke up the no-hitter. Salazar goes from the windup. And he'll step off.
Yeah, and a single here would go a long way to help Vista Ridge with, again, bases loaded and only one out.
Breaking ball. This is hit foul down the third baseline for strike one.
Coach keeping his not on deck. Sorry,
no, his coaching
box percentage, fielding percentage at 1,000.
That will be a wild pitch, and that will score
and
a run.
Bounce off the wrist of the home plate umpire, and he is not happy at all. Popped him dead in the wrist, and he's trying to shake it off, and he is not happy, that's for sure.
And that may be it. Coach Crimpine is walking out on the field, and maybe he's just wanting to check on Salazar. He's not signaling to the umpire timeout.
And that was a swing.
But he has stepped over the line and onto the field.
Yeah, he's just concerned for the umpire, seeing how he did react to that ball. I think it was just directly. Unfortunately, Xander did miss that. It was inside. Would have been a ball, but it was actually offered at.
Now is this a visit
by Grant? This is a timeout, injury timeout, right? So I don't know that.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know if that's constitutes a mound visit.
So once we do resume, we do have runners at second and third with one out.
Or maybe he's just waiting for him to be clear so that he can call time, and he's going to bring in a new pitcher.
Yeah, I don't see May with a glove in hand, but he's no longer in the bullpen warming up. Do believe I see him on the far end down there, no hat on even. May's a big kid. He looks to be a really big kid from what I've seen.
We're nearly 2 hours into this contest.
Quick little nod to the crowd there for cheering on home plate ump, and he did say one. Is he calling 1-1? Okay, 1-1 count to Grant Anderson. One out. Bottom of the fifth. Did have a runner come in. So now 2 runs in here in the bottom of the fifth for the Vista Ridge Rangers. Man. Xander doing a great job there of blocking that, keeping that ball in front of him as Oscar spikes it in front of home plate. Bring the count to 2-1. And low and away for ball 3. There's a strike right down the pipe, just not wanting to allow a third walk in this inning. It was Oscar and really trying to go at him there. Would expect the same thing here, as he was actually really quick to be ready to deliver and then stepped off the mound. And drew a swing.
Tried to check his swing, but
just was too
went
late.
Over the plate.
On what was going to be ball 4. It was, again, low and away, and he had the bat out there and tried to stop, but it was like, gosh. So
now that was a huge out right there. And Coach Crepine looks like he may call time.
yeah, and
He's
now
going to make his way, and now he's bringing May in tow.
Yeah, has definitely seen enough. Oscar had a great outing there, and actually got, as Oscar gets cheers from the Rouse faithful that have made their way over here to the Vista Ridge ball field, and the boys are there to give him high fives on his way back to the dugout. Very good game for Oscar, and I've got a quick stat line here for him. And Oscar, 4.2 innings pitched, allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, none of those earned. Okay. And 8 strikeouts, 5 walks. Total of 96 pitches, 52 for strikes. So, little mixed bag there. Definitely some things that, he'll want to improve on. Obviously, keeping the walks down.
Right.
That's was one of the things that sort of plagued us last year, and some of those losses that we had. Very few losses that there were, but walks were definitely something that you can't defend against, right? It's I think that's one of the things you said, and
yeah, you can't defend against walks, and that's one thing that Steve Kithill would always go back to is you just can't defend against walks and hit batters.
that is correct. And as far as did he have any, he did not have any hit batters. So, and then May comes in, very tall righty for Rouse, number 33. It's my first time seeing him, so I really don't know what to say here. Unfortunately, I don't even have his first name, so I do apologize for any of his family that are listening. But I guarantee you, by the time the regular season starts,
We'll know it.
We will know. We will know. We will have everybody down, and we got to learn their numbers. We got to learn their names as well, obviously. And now the wind is picking back up again. Right? My goodness.
I should have wore a windbreaker.
Well, I was on the fence of bringing the hoodie, right? And I'm warm. I really am, but it's just like I don't want to take it off.
Well, I have to admit, I'm a little chilly right now.
Keep you warm, sir.
Oh, thank you, John. You're too kind.
All right, so in steps Ethan Sanders. 0 for 2 on the night with 2 strikeouts. And first pitch for May is a strike and a swing and a miss on a strike right down the middle. And this is the 7th batter of the inning. And follows up the swing and miss strike 1 with a strike 2 right down the middle that was not offered by Ethan. And we now have another Raider up, warming up in the bullpen. I know Gavin Silva is one of the ones that's there, and there was a swing and a miss for strike 3 to end the inning. But again, not before the game is over.
Oh, we ran up against the time limit.
I guess so. I'm like, wait a second, everybody's lining up here.
Yeah, we're 2 hours.
Okay, so yeah.
Right at 2 hours.
So the game ends with a 3-pitch, 3-strike Was that a swing and I didn't even see?
Yeah, it
because
was
I was
3
looking at
straight
the
pitches.
bull.
It was
Was that a swing and miss or
swing
was
and a
that
miss.
okay? I didn't see whether he swung and offered at that one
Swing and a miss
for the forward K.
to end it. 9:52. The game goes pretty much exactly 2 hours and is called on time.
There you go. And obviously, I just relayed stats there, and we can sort of talk a little bit more of, before going over the rest. But final score here: Rouse Raiders 8, Vista Ridge Rangers 2. Them scoring their 2 runs there at the last inning after we saw Oscar's no-hitter bid go down the inning before with a hit by Grant Anderson and then another hit. So, but only gave up 2 hits in the game.
Rouse Raiders out of District 25 5A and Vista Ridge out of 25 6A.
6A, yes.
Yeah. So this is.
And again, as mentioned, they had already started their season going against Round Rock.
Round Rock last night in their first district game, and Round Rock, a perennial powerhouse.
Yes.
In baseball.
Yes, very much. Which also saw a lot of graduating seniors last year for Round Rock Dragons. So
the happy final this evening here, 8-2, as Jonathan mentioned. Be with us tomorrow. We will be back on the air. It's a scheduled 5 o'clock game start. I'll set the stream up for 4:50. I think we have the bugs worked out, and thank you for your patience in bearing with us. Oscar Salazar picks up the win tonight, and the Raiders defeat another crosstown rival in the Vista Ridge Rangers. And I can say that because I've been with Rouse since the very beginning. And like Rouse, Vista Ridge was an alpha school.
Yes.
And when Rouse was taking their knocks, coming up through it, and when they were finally able to play varsity football and moved our full varsity football and moved into the district with the likes of, and this was 25 4A back in the day, Cedar Park, Lake Travis, Vista Ridge, Leander, all these schools, and Rouse was just taking a lot of hard knocks. And,
yes.
And Vista Ridge, having been an alpha school, knowing what it was like, really took it out on Rouse and was really kind of being hard and saying some kind of mean things at the football games and stuff like that, and then they ran the score up on them and had fun with it. But anyway, that's just my observations and meanderings. So we won't keep you any longer. Be back on the air with us tomorrow, and we will see you then. For Jonathan Kaspar, I'm Michael Francis. Good night, everybody.
Good night.